Hi, my name is Gavin. I'm one of the lead designers here at Wildebloom, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sew the perfect dart. So in order to sew our darts, I've got it started off by having our darts marked on the right side as well as the wrong side of the fabric, and I also have my notches snipped into place. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our fabric along the dart, right sides together. We're going to line up those notches like so, and put a pin in. First pin up at the top, and our next pin is going to go right at the end point of that dart. So if we open it up, you can see our dart ends there. It's your call. A lot of people like to have one more pin right there in the middle. I think it helps, but if you feel confident, you don't need this pin. So now we put our fabric onto the machine. We're going to start on the outer section of our dart and we're going to work our way to the end point. What we want to make sure doesn't happen is we don't want to get those pointy, mountaintop looking darts. We want, and we don't want the dimple as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll show you on this one what happens when we dimple it. And on the other side dart, I'll show you what happens when we do that correctly. I'm going to sink in my needle as I always do, and on our machine here we're just on a regular stitch length, everything's standard. You don't need anything special, straight stitch. And so I always like to do one hand crank, one back tack, back tack a few stitches, and then we're good to go. We're going to stitch right along that line that we've drawn in. Now, on this one, I'm going to show you the dimple. So this is what happens. A lot of people just stitch directly at the same angle. They go right to that point. Sometimes they even go past it. They do a big chunky back tack, right? And here's what you're going to get. So we've stitched along our line, but what's going to happen is that when we open that up, you'll see once we steam it away, which I'll show you on the iron, that one is going to be having a bit of a pucker situation. So what I'll show you is on the other side, we're going to do another method. It starts off the same, line up our notch, put a pin, making sure our fabric is straight and matched up along that edge. If we line up our notches with the fabric on a strange angle, we're not going to get that end point in the correct position. So we make sure the edge of our fabric is matching up. First pin in, go down to that dart point, pin in. We're doing that just to tell ourselves where the end of that dart is, as well as to hold this section of the fabric straight. As I said before, optional third pin in the middle. Also depends on your fabric. Some more delicate fabrics, you might feel this is more helpful. Some more sturdy fabrics, you may think that pin is not necessary, but there's not really any such thing as overpinning, and you can definitely underpin. Okay. Sink our needle, take out the pin, back tack, 1, 2, now we're ready to go. Sewing along that line again. Take out your pins before you get to them. You don't want to stitch over them. Now, as we come to the end of our dart, I'm going to take out that pin because I can see from my drawing, but also I remember where it was. I was just there to tell me when to slow down. So now, I'm going to start hand cranking, and what I'm going to do is, I want to get as close to this edge as possible for my last 2 to 3 stitches. What that's going to do is make a really smooth transition along that line. Redoing your darts takes far more time than just getting it done right in the first place, taking your time. And there's our last stitch. Sometimes you can ever so slightly hold the back tack just to make sure you get in the right position. Now it's sunk into the right position. I've never stitched past the fabric. I'm still on the fabric. I go back, 1, 2, and 1 time forward just for good measure. The difference is as I'm getting closer to the edge, I'm doing a slight curve just to get a smooth transition. Whereas on the previous side, I kept that straightforward angle, and that's what's going to give me those pointy mountaintops. So now that that's done, we'll take this to the iron, and you'll see our smooth dart in comparison to our pointy mountaintop with a dimple. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and press our darts flat. And the other one. Always pressing our bulk in the same direction. So this is what I was talking about before. On this side, we have a really beautiful smooth transition to the point of our dart. However, on this side, we're getting a really nasty pucker in this area. That puckering on the front is caused by this stitching angle being too aggressive, as I said before. So that is why we do the smooth transition to get a beautiful smooth dart instead of a puckered and pointy dart.